In his presence, there's fullness of joy. There is liberty. There is freedom in the name of Jesus. Welcome, Simply Uncaged fam. We're going to talk today about how to enter into God's presence. I'll give you 3 ways on how to enter his presence, and hopefully this gives you guys some more wisdom on how to really seek the Lord and seek his presence. Number 1 on how to get into God's presence is we need to seek his presence. The Bible says, have not because you ask not. It says, seek and you will find. In this verse in Jeremiah 29, verse 12 to 13, it says, then you will call upon me and go and pray to me, and I will listen to you. And you will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart. We need to seek his presence, but we need to search for him, and we will find him. So in order to seek his presence is we need to be intentional with actually wanting to find his presence, get into his presence. There's intention behind getting into God's presence. Psalm 16:11, you will show me the path of life. In your presence is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore. 2 Corinthians chapter 3, 15 to 17. But even to this day, when Moses is read, a veil lies on their heart. Nevertheless, when one turns to the Lord, the veil is taken away. Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. We're talking about fullness of joy, of liberty. This is how to know what God's presence really is. And first, we need to be able to just know that, hey, I have the intention of seeking it. I am purposing myself, purposing my heart to seek after him. There's this one thing that says, the more I seek him, the more I will find him. Number 2 is you have to have a pure heart. How to get into God's presence, it requires a pure heart. Matthew chapter 5 verse 8, it says, blessed are those with a pure heart, for they shall see God. And then if we go back and read Jeremiah 29 verse 13, and you will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart. We made a video on the channel on how to pretty much have a pure heart for God. If you really want to just get into God's presence, you need a pure heart, and we need to purify the heart. And it might take time to purify the heart, okay? It's a daily surrender to God. But in order to really seek and get into his presence, we need to have a pure heart for the Lord. Last thing, number 3 on how to get into God's presence is we must be thankful. We must be thankful. Psalm 101:4, make a joyful shout to the Lord, all you lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know that the Lord, he is God. It is he who has made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful to him and bless his name. So I just want to talk about the differences real quick about thanksgiving, about praise, and about worship. Thanksgiving is thanking God for who he is. Praise is thanking God for his greatness. Worship is acknowledging him for his holiness. And we can really do a big study on that. I just wanted to give you guys just some key differences between praise, thanksgiving, and worship. Psalm 47:1, oh, clap your hands, all you peoples. Shout to God with the voice of triumph. Psalm 63, 3-4, because your loving kindness is better than life, my lips shall praise you. Thus I will bless you while I live. I will lift up my hands in your name. Psalm 95, 1-3, oh come, let us sing to the Lord. Let us shout joyfully to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before his presence with thanksgiving. Let us shout joyfully to him with psalms. For the Lord is great God and the great King above all gods. As we're reading the book of Psalm and just the psalmist David, there's a lot of praise. There's a lot of thanksgiving for the Lord. And we see that. That's why we got to be thankful no matter what David went through. Highs, lows. You read the book of Psalms, it's like a roller coaster of so much going on in just David's life, and he always gave thanks to God. He always gave praise to the Lord. If we want to be able to get into God's presence, we must stay thankful. We must stay grateful. There's something powerful about having a grateful heart. Hope y'all were blessed by these 3 ways of how to enter into God's presence. Go back and really meditate on these scriptures. We'll drop them in the description below. We also did a video on how to have a pure heart for God, so go ahead and check that out. Thank y'all so much for supporting. God bless you. Have a great rest of your week. In Jesus' mighty name, bye-bye.